What's good, everybody, and welcome to APK News OOVOO edition. I'm James APK, everybody, and as you can tell, it is an OOVOO edition of APK News. Well, it's a first time for everything here, of course, and this is not the first time we ever interviewed a female in the movement, but we are actually interviewing for the first time in APK News history is none other than Bella, everybody. She's one of the Bay Area's most notorious dancer, best jerker, turfer, and also one of the realest in-your-face sisters ever. But in the meantime, am I telling the truth?
Yes, you already know.
But anyhow, please welcome Bella. It's so great to see you for the first time. I'm really happy. Wow, after all these years, you know, I mean, you were known as Bella Gravity, and now you're known as Bella, and now you're throwing yourself out there, not only in the jerkin world, but also now in the turfing world. But as you know, you have a lot of experiences in turfing. I want to start on my start of this, you started off in the crew known as Bay Pushes. It's one of the most legendary crews in the Bay Area, of course, featuring Shutdown, you know him personally, and also Eddie Vieira, who is one of the best producers in the Bay Area as well. And plus you know many turfers as well in the Bay Area as well. Let me tell you, how on earth did you go from point A to point B after all these years of doing this? Tell us, sis.
I don't even know, man. It's like, because the dedication I have, it's like there's nothing I let get in my way. It's like if I feel I can't do something, I'm still gonna do it. Like if I can't get a ride here, I'm gonna get there. Just because I don't have a ride at that moment, it still means I'm gonna get there. I don't give up. I can't give up. It's not in my blood to give up.
Exactly.
So it's like, I don't really know how to explain that.
It's understandable because, here's the thing. We got Florida. We're here in Florida. I'm in Florida, actually. I know what you go through, you guys, about transportation, because usually I only have buses. Not many people we don't have trains here. Not many people have cars here. The only way they have to get through transportation is using the bus or ask for somebody for a ride. I want to ask, in times, were you ever available to get to the locations for functions?
Not all of them, actually. It took me to go to move in with my dad, which was basically I had to leave my younger sister, who I basically raised. So I didn't like having to do that, and it hurt me to this day because I feel that I let her down. I left her, I left the situation because it was a bad situation, but I left her to stay in the situation. So while I was gone, I simply found out my sister had to go and live with her godparents. Honestly, it is so emotional to me because I raised her. That's my child.
I understand.
We have the same blood. I didn't birth her, but my child. So I was so hurt to the point where I feel like I lost my sister and it's all my fault. Nobody understands that. It really just tears me inside.
I understand.
Because she looks up to me and I left her. It was a bad situation for me. And I was older than her. It was I could only deal with so much though. So I had to leave. And my sister, I left her. What type of big sister leaves their younger sibling
exactly
to go through and deal with what they left from? I don't know.
But something, let me tell you, I know a lot of people who are watching this right now and going from your experiences right now that you just said on here on APK News today. You also teaching them that you be your sister's keeper or brother's keeper at all times. And you know something, despite
Right.
that you cannot make it to your event, you also teaching them about responsibility. I want to go ahead and ask on Dancing Wise, of course. Let me tell you, I've seen you for years. Of course, you've watched my news.
Man, no, wait, hold on, wait. Let me say this though, James. Though, let me say this. They don't even know. Me and you go way back.
Okay, yes, indeed. I mean, like, seriously, I've watched your videos and you always been there for me a lot of the times when I'm going through, and especially those times when I was there for you when you were going through the tragic circumstances, which we'll get to that in just a few moments. But you were just there for your friends. You were there for your West Coast pals, no matter where you are. I want to tell you, like, when there's like trouble, do you feel that you're responsible for the mistakes that the dancers shut down, and also the rest of the dancers who, you know?
I don't feel like I'm responsible, but I do feel that reflects on me because I'm also from the West Coast, and with them behaving that way, it makes everybody else feel like everybody from the West Coast is that way, and that's not completely true.
You know,
that's like not completely true.
You know, you were.
So I personally like drama. So yeah.
But anyhow, let me tell you, you really are something, a girl that knows, went through a lot of stuff, especially when the times when we went through a tremendous loss like last year, in which it's really emotionally for me to talk about, and I know it's very emotional too because you know him personally. And I was at work when I heard the news about Schoolboy's terrible death. And pardon me, everybody, for getting emotional, because this is what happens in the interviews. You try to get to know the person. You try to get the understanding of if I'm correct or wrong. But on that fateful day, I was not expecting to hear that after a day after when the attack in Boston happened. I want to ask, when was the last time when you spoke to Schoolboy?
The last time I had spoke to Schoolboy, I had say probably it was New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, because I was telling him Happy New Year's and asking him how his Christmas went. But yeah, that was the last time.
I understand it's really hard for you to talk about this, because I understand by the facial expressions in sorrow, and like, let me tell you, a lot of people feel for you because you were close to him. You were very close to him on the day when you went to the Bay versus LA functions. Could you tell all of our movement fans and everybody about what was he like? What was he like in person?
It's like, I'm going to put it like this, because when I first met Schoolboy, I didn't know him, he didn't know me. But we met at Star City Shootout, which was an event held by Luxury Footwear out in Sacramento. And Breakfast Club, Haley Ray, all came down to perform and everything. So it was a Dougie battle, a female Dougie battle. Everybody hop in, so I had to hop in and bless the circle one time. I ended up winning, and Schoolboy couldn't believe that I could Dougie, I could do my Dougie, but then I also mixed his Dougie with it. So he was like, yo, like she's doing my Daggy. Like that moment, I can't even really express how that moment felt, because it's like the same person. Like 2 years back, I was watching on YouTube, watching his videos, like listening to his music and everything. I was in front of this person, the same person. That's why I say the same person I looked up to became my brother. Like the same person I wanted to be like inspired me to go hard and not give up, and to become somebody in the jerk movement, was somebody who actually enjoyed my dancing and became my brother. Like, personally, like, no one understands. It's like we met on a hey dancer type, but we ended off, like, when we left that function, we left brother and sister. Like, man, nobody will understand that. I really don't know how to express that. But he was he was really cool. Like, he wasn't cocky, just because who he was. He would treat everybody like he already knew them. He was a very, like, cool, laid back guy. Like, him and School Kid.
Well,
cool people.
Let me tell you, a lot of people sure do miss him, and certain ones who grew up listening to him, which I know in Schoolboy, and I've listened to his music, and I've watched his videos way back when in the beginning of the times when I started knowing what jerking was all about. I want to ask, ever since that day, you've really been you've been falling away a little bit on this movement because of it. Is that true? Because you've been falling away because of the fact that you were going through such a tremendous loss of someone that who impacted hundreds and thousands of people all over the world?
It's not even really the fact that I knew him. That just kind of made it worse on me, because at first it was just like, yo, I lost, we lost a great dancer. We lost a great artist,
Mm-hmm.
But then it had to sit down with me, and I was like, yo, you knew this person. Like, I've never actually lost a friend. That's never happened to me, because, I usually just lose family members. I just never lost a friend. So I was like, I didn't know how to deal with it. It's like, so I was like, yo, Schoolboy is gone. I would wake up every day, Schoolboy is gone. Like, why? Like, what did he do to have to go the way he did? Like, yo, Schoolboy is gone. Like, I say that literally probably every day, because it still hasn't sunk into me, because, we live so far apart. We already weren't seeing each other, like, all the time. We would see each other, like, almost, like, every event I go to out there, but that's about it. So, I still walk around the house like, oh, Schoolboy's here, not thinking. And then I go to Facebook, I'm like, yo, Schoolboy's gone. And so it's like crazy, man. Like, because it's like, I believe when he left, he took part of the love I had for the movement and for dancing, period, like, with him. Like, I don't think I'll ever get that back.
I understand that, and once again, I'm pretty terribly sorry about what you had to endure that time. But we all know that the anniversary is coming up in the next couple of months, and I know. Are you gonna do something to remember him, to pay tribute, make a video or something?
You know what? I really don't want to speak on that right now, because I was supposed to make a video, a Dougie video, actually a week or so after he passed, but when I felt that everybody else was doing it, but everybody wanted likes, everybody wanted just the views, we're just doing it for that, it made me not want to do it. So I took more time into thinking about it.
Well,
I'm not going to speak on that.
Well, like, to be honest with you, a lot of people who truly respected school, excuse me, a lot of people who respected Schoolboy at the time, it's just like, I want to let you know this. A lot of people are not like myself. I didn't do it for likes. I didn't do it for, views. I actually did it out of the best of my heart. And that day when I found out that he died, it's because I didn't want to report it. It was so hard. Because how you do a report on somebody that you knew and grew up listening to, how can you do that?
In the way. It's like, it wasn't just that he passed that messed with me. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, Schoolboy is dead? Wait, what? Like, what happened? And then when I found out it was a car crash, I was like, wow. Like, I already do not like cars. Like, I've never been in a crash myself, but I do not like people driving crazy in cars. I don't like that. It just doesn't sit well with me. So, to find out that he passed and School Kid was in the hospital at that time, I was like, wait a minute, so I may lose both of my brothers? I was like, what, please? I was like, God, give me strength. I do not understand why this is happening at this time. Like, I was already going through something at that time because I had dropped out of school. So I was dealing with my parents coming down on me for doing that. And then I get that. I'm like, yo, really? This is what I have to deal with? Like, wow.
Let me tell you, we've been talking for a while now about, your reaction to Schoolboy and how you get to functions, how you've been doing this and that, it's basically important for all our viewers who are watching, it's best to know about, people want to know where you've been and, why haven't you been active in this movement, and it kind of explains and set the tone a little bit, but also there's more to it. But also I want to ask,
there's definitely more to it.
Yeah, and I also want to ask that in terms of you also trying to get yourself out there. Am I correct?
Correct.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this thing that I've seen ever since last year in about late 2012 that you did a campaign for Team Bella. You gave up the name Bella Gravity, and it's just simply
right.
Bella.
Mm-hmm.
And something, let me tell you, I gotta tell you this. You are one of the inspirational dancers I've ever spoke to you, because let me tell you why. You can still be part of this movement, but also you can still support it, but also you can do more than just dance and, still stay with the movement. But you're a little bit away from it, but,
right.
But you already know what's been going on, basically. Because I understand.
I'll never leave the movement. Like, I'll distance myself away from the movement for a while, because right now I feel the movement, I don't know, like maybe it's not taking into me anymore because maybe I've done everything. I feel like I had a goal when I first learned how to jerk. I've accomplished my goal. So now it's like, well, I did this, but I'll never leave it, Like, without the jerk movement, I would not be the dancer I am today. I would not have the support I have today. I would not have the views I have. Not just on views. So I still in a video. There was no one ever believed I'd be in a video that has 2 million, almost 3 right now on YouTube.
Let me tell you, I understand what you're saying, but there's a little.
And so I because of the movement.
There's a little internet spiffiness, everybody. I apologize. Bella, I apologize. Internet's acting a little spiffy today.
No problem.
But for those who are watching, it is, as she was saying, like, she'll never lead the movement, and so she still supports it. You hear it from her mouth before it got a little glitchy. So once again, I apologize. But I want to go ahead and move on to the next, and last one, hopefully, because I know there's more, but I understand it's a little glitchy, like I said. I want to ask, do you think that this movement, half the people in this movement are missing the point of the difference between a good beef and a bad beef?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep, you heard it, guys. You better, but
Yes,
wait. Before you say something, Miss Bella, y'all better pay attention to this girl. All right, you better pay attention to her. She going in for the kill. All right, take it on. Hello, Bella, can you hear me?
Man, I don't know. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
It's just a little glitchy once again. I'm sorry, everybody. Oh boy.